Thank you so much, our Honorable President of NUGS Shanghai. I have welcomed you all, but my welcome address is one simple one. We have our national president for NUGS in our midst, and he's going to give us the proper welcome address. Honorable Stephen, please take over.
Okay. Good evening. Wow, thank you very much, Mr. MC. Please, I hope I can be here.
Yes, please, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to start by saying that good evening to our special guest speakers for this entrepreneurship clinic. I also like to say a big good evening to the current and former senators, current and former NEC officers, executives of the various chapters, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome each and everyone to NUGS-CHINA Entrepreneurship Clinic 2024. This Entrepreneurship Clinic is something that is a continuity, nature-like activity, which means that it's our flagship program that we encourage members to develop innovative ideas that target at least one of the Sustainable Development Goals of Ghana and then the world at large. Its goal is to produce the highest quality entrepreneur-minded students and assist them in developing innovative ideas that would benefit Ghana and then the rest of African continent. NUGS-CHINA Entrepreneurship Clinic is a platform where members are encouraged to develop their project that is inhibited in their mind and heart, and we push them into a reality to make it real for all to see. This is a project built on from the previous administration, that's last year, 2023's administration, to now. We are hoping that we will be able to execute all that wasn't executed during their term. Last year's Entrepreneurship Clinic was dubbed Entrepreneurs Boost Camp. So wherever that it ended, we hope that we could start from there. I wish to quote last year what they wrote. Quoted from last year, they said, the program was divided into two parts. The first part having the bootcamp and mentorship section, and the next part, they wish that the next administration will take over and execute it. In that, they will bring investors, they will bring promoters, and they will also bring people to finish up the work that they started. In line with that, and in view of that, our tenor had brought in so many entrepreneurs, resource persons, trainers, promoters, investors, and we hope that this Entrepreneurship 2020, Entrepreneurship Clinic 2024 will live up to expectation. I would like to still use this podium and then this medium to welcome you all once again to NUGS-CHINA Entrepreneurship Clinic 2024. Long live NUGS-CHINA Entrepreneurship Clinic. Long live NUGS-CHINA. Long live Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you to our Honorable President for welcoming all of us to this Entrepreneurship Clinic. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the moments we've all been waiting for. But to present our first speaker or our first resource person, I am going to invite someone more weightier than I. I'm going to invite our National Vice President, Ms. Pat, to introduce our first resource person for this evening's program. So, Ms. Pat, please, you can take over.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. Please, can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yes, please.
Okay. We are so much honored today to, I think for this year's Entrepreneurship Clinic, we have resource persons that are weightier than we expect. And for the first speaker that I'm supposed to introduce, he has been someone that is well known to be vested in the affairs of entrepreneurs. and he is so committed in the things regarding international students here in China. And he's no other person than Mr. Andre Gemetu Bayisa. I hope I got the name right because this sounds very difficult, just like Chinese names, right? And he is popularly known as Happy, and he's an accomplished international sales manager with 4 years of experience in international sales management in China. He possesses a proven track record of fostering robust client relationships and driving sales growth. Currently, Mr. Gondry is pursuing a master's degree in applied statistics alongside his accomplished bachelor's degree in statistics. We are so glad to have Mr. Gondry to be our first speaker for this year's Entrepreneurship Clinic. You are welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Gemetu Baisa. My nickname is Happy, and I'm originally from Africa, Ethiopia, beautiful country, Ethiopia. I believe some of you have been to Ethiopia. Is there anyone have been to Ethiopia? You can text in the chat group. I would like to have a conversation with my audience. Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be here to present my team called Doland that we are working on to help international students who are in China to have the real experience of entrepreneurship, focusing on the international trade. So today I'm here to present about how to make the best of China in business. So I would like to share my PPT. I think everyone can see my PPT. Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you for all of the Ghana Entrepreneurship Clinic leaders, members, to providing this opportunity for young generation to bring the hope and to encourage them. This is a wonderful opportunity for the young generation who are seeking for care, for advice, and for new experience. So all of you today will have new knowledge and also a new opportunity that brought you to another level. And I appreciate that all of you started with prayer. It's a powerful prayer. And I thank God for all of you to being here. So I will start my presentation. Before my presentation, I have asked you whether you have been to Ethiopia or not. Is there anyone have been to Ethiopia? Okay, in Ethiopia, we have a well-known food called injera. Injera is only found in Ethiopia. And if you want to have injera in China, you cannot make. So I used to miss injera from Ethiopia. And also there is well-known food in Ghana. Jeremy one mentioned the name of the food. I would like to hear from someone. The well-known food that you can only find in Ghana.
Fufu.
Fufu, okay, fufu.
Gobe.
Gobe, fufu. I think fufu we can find in other African countries. I think, yeah. Last time I went to Beijing to visit Kenyan embassy, and they invited me to have fufu. It was my first time to have fufu. and it was really exciting. And the next one, what was the name? Sorry.
Upper Prince.
Is that possible to find in China? Is that possible to find in China?
No, Abrapansa is not possible. You will not get some in China. No, it's not possible.
So we need to go to Ghana to have that food, right?
Yes.
I would like to try that food. Or you can, is there anyone know how to make that food? You can start business here in China, in Beijing, anywhere, in Guangzhou, like making that food, or the material is not available. Okay. I live in Shandong province in Linyi City. I don't know if any of you know Linyi City. The reason I chose the Linyi City is the second largest production of Xiaoshanpi, small products, next to Yuwu. And the second one is the largest logistics center in China. And Linyi is close to Qingdao port. So is there anyone here from Shandong province? Anyway, all of you are welcome to visit Linyi, a beautiful city, and also to visit our team, our Dolant team. And I would like to introduce Dolant for all of you. Dolant is a platform that we created for international students to have a real-life experience on the international trade. In the field, we have a professional who mentor and guide international students to be able to process the skills, starting from understanding of the product, including the communication with the client, like how to develop customers and how to have conversation with the customers and how to close the deals. And we have been training international students from different countries, especially focusing on Africa country. So you all are welcome to visit our factory, to visit our teams, our office. We located in Linyi. And I will start my presentation how to make the best of China in business. So in today's presentation, we're gonna have a look about how to leverage the opportunity and how to navigate the challenge, and also how to use the advantage that China's business provided to international students or foreigners who live in China. And also we're gonna see how international students start from zero and how they can have a rich experience in the business field. And then the first one, we will conclude our presentation, and the last we're gonna have the questions. So my voice is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much. So we will start by leveraging opportunities and navigating the challenges. So how to do that? How to use the opportunity? As we all know, China is a place of the opportunity that you need to take in serious, and then you need to analyze your risk before taking the risk. As we know, when there is opportunity, there is also a risk, there is a challenge. So for that one, you need to have a good experience, or you need to have advisor who can provide you in the field. So international students, when they start with the opportunity, it's important to analyze their risk, to minimize their risk. So every opportunity has a challenge. So we need to navigate and we need to control our challenge so that we can overcome. So I would like to ask a question, if some of you are willing to answer me. Why did you come to China? what brought you to China? You can ask yourself. You can write down and take a note. Later on, you can discuss with yourself. It can help you to remember the reason that you came to China. We may come to study. We may come to do some research. We may come to be a business owner, or we may come to be government officers. So it is important to realize the reason that we came to here and our current situation. After we came to China, what we are doing now, what we have been doing, and in the future, what are we going to do? Those things are very important. I can start from my experience. I came to China 2019, September. I started learning Chinese language for 6 months with a serious class and a serious self-developing skill to learn Chinese language. And it took me 6 months without having any kinds of fun, any kinds of interaction with other peoples by focusing on the study of the Chinese language. I think it was my target to know the language. And I passed the X4 2019, not 2020, January, within 6 months. February. So it was a kind of a stressful time that I have experienced at that time to challenge myself to overcome the language. So that time I studied Chinese, and I started creating friends, and I started learning about business. As you heard before, I don't have background about the business. My bachelor was international. My bachelor was statistics, and then I came to China. I started international trade. That comes from the opportunity that brought me, like businesses in China. So, what is the advantage of international students being in China? What is the advantage? So, what is your advantage when you are in China? There is a lot of advantage. For example, language advantage. If there is a customer in Ethiopia, and if I want to do business with Ethiopian customer, it's possible for me to communicate with the customer to understand what he's looking for and to close the deal. This is the first opportunity that we have. The second one is the culture, and also you have friends, families. As we know, all of international students who are in China, they have families back home. Maybe their friends, their partners, or their friends in school have business, small business, and they are trying to grow their business. If we use this opportunity, we can change our advantage in China. So what China provides us? When you are in China, what do you have? What kinds of opportunity or advantage do you have? The first one is expanding the horizons. As we know, China have the remarkable growth from the agrarian society to manufacturing, and the technology giant has created the opportunity for the business. So 49% of manufactured products has been exported from China to different countries, about $3 billion. And if you are not a part of this amount of money, I think you are missing it. So it's better to join the business by using your opportunity being in China, the advantage being in China. So the second one is the culture campus. In China, they have unique business culture. For example, Guanxi. I think some of you can understand Chinese. Can I present by Chinese? Is that okay? Let me continue by English. So Guanxi is very important when it comes to business, to deal with Chinese partners and also the Chinese ownership. So after I completed my HSK4, I became good at Chinese language, and I started to communicate with the Chinese friends and the Chinese owners, and also people who are in the field of trade. So I started international trade 2020. It was my first product that I have started selling. It's called dry digger machine for mining. It was huge machine, and it was the COVID time. The customer was not willing to give me order because the initial amount for that product is about 800,000 US dollar, and they are not able to come to visit the factory or to have the business agreement with us. So I didn't make that opportunity. I tried for 6 months. Yeah, I tried for 6 months, and in that time, I didn't make any sales, but I didn't regret. You know the reason? The first reason, when I was trying to sell that product, I was learning the e-commerce. It was my first time to learn the international trade with practical. There is expert with me who's guiding me to chat with the customer, to call customer, to discuss with the customer. So I started learning the e-commerce. I worked on Alibaba, made in China, Google, and so on. And that brought me a new skill, and it makes me more be interested in the field. And I was committed to do the business and the trade. Unfortunately, I didn't make that deal. I changed the company because the product is huge, and the customer, they are not able to come to China because of the COVID. So I prefer to work on the small products, and I start with the water pump. In fact, in business, I always choose to work on the machinery equipment because Africa is the developing country. We need to have more machinery technology that we can use them to produce another product than delivering the end product to them. So I focus on the industrial equipment and agricultural equipment to deliver to African countries. So I sold my first deal. I made the first deal. It was about 60,000 US dollar. After 3 months, I made that deal, and that gives me other hope. And I started more and more interested on international trade. However, it was a challenging business, and I committed to do that business. So the third one is honoring the progress. You need to see how much you are progressing. The first time I started with the Chinese language, I skilled that one. I learned it. I improved myself. I become good at Chinese, and I learned the e-commerce. I learned how to communicate with the customer by using e-commerce. And also right now we are having the new technology, AI, which is helping us a lot. If you have any question, you'll get all the answer there. So it is good to be skilled on those kinds of fields like AI, e-commerce, and renewable energy patterns here in China. So those are the advantage being in China. So you need to be able to use those technology, not only here in China. We need to we need to bring this opportunity, this technology to Africa to change the culture of the business or the technology in our country to help and to grow our country, our nations. So the next one is how can international students start from zero? So as I mentioned, the first thing that I did when I came to China was I focused on mastering and learning more about Mandarin to speak fluently and to communicate with the people, with Chinese, and with the most of the Chinese people, they have the skill that they cannot share with you by other language like by English. They can't break down it. So it is up to you to learn and to understand their language so that you can overcome the challenges comes from the language. The other one is to be adaptable. You need to adapt yourself with the challenge. There is a challenge in every opportunity, and you need to make ready yourself in the challenge, and you need to be able to overcome, to learn, to commit it to the thing that you have started. And it is recommended to spend your time with the person who is related to your field. Or for example, if some of you are studying international trade here in China, I recommend you to surround yourself with the Chinese people, like the people who are in lowers, who learned the law, and also the finance, accountants, and also the people who studied about the material science, and also the engineers, the technology. So you need to have friends. So those kinds of friends will help you. The other one is about culture and cultural immersion. That means you need to understand the culture, the social norms, and the value of the Chinese culture when you live in China. So the first thing is to learn language, and then you need to be able to communicate. You need to be adaptable, and then you need to be understanding and knowing the social norms and their value. For example, when you have a dinner with a Chinese friend, how to sit with them around and how to communicate with them, how to interact with them. That's very important in the business field. The other one is seeking for guidance. In the business field, it is important to learn and to update yourself. When you start sales, it is class. Actually, sales is class. You will start learning the day you start sales, because you're going to reach out to different customers with different background, with different culture, different language. So every day you will face a new things. That new thing will bring you opportunity to learn, to research, and also to ask mentorship program like from other schools. Here I can recommend you the Dolant platform. Dolant has been working for guiding international students from zero, how they become professional international salesperson, how they become able to communicate with the customer, to understand product, to understand the market. So it's very important to have such kinds of skill. And anyone who's interested to do business from zero, you can contact Dolant, you can contact me. And also those who are already in the business, you are also welcome to join us. There's a lot of challenge in the business. If you are in the business for 10 years, 5 years, and so on, business is still challenging with the new technology. But if we work together, if we stand together, we can win the business. So we also invited different embassies, and we planned to invite Ghanaian embassy in Beijing, and also we are planning to visit them. And I believe one of them are here. If they are not here, I need their contacts. I would like to reach out to them. The other one is networking. So as I mentioned, when you are ready to do international trade from zero, you surround yourself with the people who are in the field, the first one. Second, with lower. The third one with accountants and the finance, with the logistic and the shipping companies and agents. Even you can start from the school, surround yourself with those field students, Chinese students who are learning international trade. You can meet them in school, you can have a coffee tea time, discuss with them. And also those who are learning the accounting and the finance, who are learning the technology, even the culture, and surround yourself with those people. And even not today, when you back to your country, one day you're going to need them. Beside the school, most of the time we're international students in China. I have been in school more than 5 years, and I know the challenge, I know the thing that's going on there. And most of international students, they used to stay in the school. I don't know why. Maybe they don't feel comfortable going around. Maybe they go around when it's weekend. On Friday, they go to club and they stay there. On the weekend, they spend their time on the bed, which is bad. I don't recommend anyone to do such kinds of things. But I believe, and I know most of students from Ghana, they are serious and committed on their dream, on their career, and that they are serious on their projects. I have friends, so I really appreciate them. So it's good during the weekend to go around the city, to visit a factory, to visit a company, to have agreement in the future with the company. For example, if there is the machinery company, for example, Dolant, if you are in Lee or any city, you can come to our factory, you can learn about our product, you can have agreement to be an agent or to be a partner or to distribute a distributor in the future to Ghana market or to bring this manufacturing. For example, we are manufacturing air compressors and generators, right? So it is recommended to manufacture those products in Ghana, not to import from China. So to do that, first thing that you need to do, you need to go to around the factory, you need to learn how the supply chain work, how they organize those all equipment from different places, and how they do the assembling, how they deliver to the customers, and how they export it to other countries. So it is important. If you stay in school, you will not learn such kinds of skill. But if you go around, if you make a friend, and if you are willing to ask, if you are willing to seek for guidance and understanding things, it's very possible with challenge. So in this case, I would like to recommend if the embassy, someone is from embassy here, to organize such kinds of training for Ghanaian international students, inviting them to Beijing or inviting to the middle city, which is having more Ghanaian students, and at the same time inviting the Chinese entrepreneurs, Chinese owners, and professionals on the skill or on the skill, the field or the field of the business or any kinds of skill, to give training for international students and to guide them to make a friend, to make a networking that will help them to be confident and to start stepping up to either from zero to another level. So it is up to you to look for guidance, and to ask for help from others. And if you stay one place, no one will come to take your hand. You need to search for help. As the Bible said, knock, the door will be open. So you need to knock, you need to seek, and you need to find the better opportunity for you. The other one is understanding the Chinese unique business culture. So when it comes to the business culture, it's very important to build the relationship. As I mentioned, when you are a student in China, I will recommend you. For example, let us say you are third year student or fourth year student, you graduated. So after you graduate, what you're going to be your plan? Are you going to continue with masters, or are you going to continue to be an employee, or are you going to continue to be employee? Actually, it is okay to start with employee, like working for someone and at the same time learning. I also did the same thing. So after I made that $6,000 US, I shift my school to another place. I completed my Chinese class within 1 year, so I transferred and I transferred to Linyi. So after I came to Linyi, I joined a company called Solant, and they focus on various industries equipment. And when the boss of the company invited me for the business opportunity, I said, I have no idea about this product, but I can make this thing. So I promised to him to make to this opportunity to use it. And he was so depressed about me because I was not able to understand the product. He used to say, this guy is shady. I will not hire anyone from Africa, said this boss, because of me. That's lack of knowledge about products. So when you are doing international trade, you need to have a deep knowledge about the product that you are selling, unless it's going to be challenging you. So you need to create value for yourself. And then after 3 months, I showed him like who I am. I dedicated to run the product, and I become the top of that company in terms of communication with the customers, and then to negotiate and to make a sale. The first 6 months, I made about 200,000 US dollars. And then after that, we started 2023 new year, and during the new year, I become good at the company, and he fully trusts me. So you need to build trust. Trust comes by working for your dream. When you really work on your dream, on your care, not for money, you will build the trust. So the owner totally trusts me on the field, on the position. In 2023, I made 1 million US dollar sales. So that was my progress in 2023. And I have a project of 3 million US dollar with the Zimbabwean mining minister. They awarded me last Monday. This project was started last January 2024. So I'm still progressing and working on this field. At the same time, I'm also helping international students to join this business by creating a platform called Doland, and I'm leading this platform. And I'm also guiding international students and training them within different fields, including the product, including the how to build the customer from zero, and how to use the opportunity of a business in China. To build the trust, it's very important to build trust. In business, the first step is to build trust. I have a customer from Malawi. We have been chatting and calling and talking since 2002, and he didn't offer me any kind of business. I was waiting for him since 2020. And then last Friday, he told me like his boss is coming to Guangzhou, and his boss is willing to meet us to discuss about the business. And I said, it's great. Let me invite him to our factory, and we can have a discussion. And he said, no, my boss is not leaving Guangzhou. It's better for you to go over there. And then I will consider about that. I mentioned to him. And then on Monday, the boss called me, the Malawi boss. He said, I'm in Guangzhou. We like to give you this project. It's better for you if you came to Guangzhou. And immediately I decided to go on Tuesday, and then I met him. He only discussed with me 20 minutes, and he left me there. I paid for flight from Lini to Guangzhou and all the expense, and he said, okay, you are here. And he was like excited, like he expected Chinese. When I arrived there, I'm foreigner, and I told him like I've been working with this company almost 3 years. And he said, oh, it's great. You are from Africa. We are from the same country. It's interesting. He's more interested, and he don't want to ask me any kind of question. Like he was totally build his trust. You are my brother. I can trust my project on you. We discussed 20 minutes another things. Like about our background stuff. Then he direct signed the contract with me on the Wednesday, and the today morning I got to Guinea, and then I'm here to give this presentation. So it was really a good opportunity for me. And the trust is very important. I recommend you to go to Guangzhou for this Canton Fair to meet your country's people, to meet other peoples, and have their contact, and also to have to build your trust. Is very recommended. And the other one is you have to appreciate the customs. When you are working with professionals, it is good to know their traditional, respect their traditional understanding, and having the humble heart, and being truthful to your word, and to be committed to deliver the service. The first thing is serving. You have to serve from your heart so that you can get opportunity. So when I came to conclusion, being in China it's a unique opportunity for all of you. It's not only trading with Ghana, it's about trading with the world. So starting from now, all of you, especially international students, it's better to focus on your career. If you have another career, it's okay. You can also try the side hustle about business, because in the future you're going to be entrepreneurship, like you're going to be entrepreneur. So you need to have some knowledge about the trade, unless you're going to pay for that to someone that works for you. The other thing, after you graduate and then go back to your country, you are going to wait for work beside creating work. So it's your time right now to start thinking what to do in the future when you go to your country. What are you going to bring to your country? The new technology, new skill, and new relationship, and also inviting the investors from China or from other countries, and building the better tomorrow is very critical thing. The other one is you need to embrace the culture and understanding the Chinese culture, business culture. You need to be adaptable with those culture, and also need to be adaptable to the innovation with technology, and also with the product, and in every dimension you need to be able to understand things. So as international student, I recommend you to go and look for the opportunity, but focus on your study. Besides your study, you can do these things. You can study from Monday to Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. You can have your time to discuss with yourself, create some network, and have your time to build your career, and focus on building the better picture, to be ambassador of God, not only for yourself or your family also. When you are here, you need to have a good behavior and a good grade. In school, I have a good grade, a good behavior. They always support me, they always with me. And I used to have some award from the school. And also my hobby is running. I used to run long distance. I have been participated many times, and I won series-wise the first 5,000, number one, 1,000 meters, 1,500, number one, and 800, number three. So I also have such kinds of activity that I joined to the school. So it's good to interact with people, to join the sport, to join the trade, the business, the culture, going around, how to cook Chinese food stuff. Learn. Just don't sit one place. Don't go to the place which spend like wasting time and giving up on your dream. Just complaining about being in China, complaining about being a student in China, and such kinds of things are not good when you are in China. There is always opportunity. So my final message is, it is a place to do a business, and you need to be adaptable in the understanding the culture, and be innovative, and seeking for guidance, and keep in touch with God, and He will guide you, and He will give you the right opportunity. And this is my message, and I really appreciate all of the team who arranged this training, and Miss party who have been trying to contact with me, and I was quite busy, and she made finally. So if you have any question, door is open for all of you. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you too. God bless you so much. Okay, so it has been said that one difference, or the difference between the rich and the poor, is information. And let us not take lightly the information that we have received freely. We want to ask questions. So if you have a question, so that there can be clarity if there were things that you did not understand, the platform is now giving. You can lift up your hand using the reaction icon, or you can type your questions in the chat box and I will read on your behalf. So thank you so much, Mr. Happy. We appreciate your very rich words and lecture.
You're welcome.
Okay. And then also, I would encourage that we kindly rename ourselves so that you can add the name of your chapter to your name to help with the secretaries so that they can easily mark their attendance at their various chapter levels. So we'll be waiting for questions. Okay, I'll take the first question. Mr. Happy, I hope it's okay if I call you Mr. Happy.
Yeah, it's okay, Mr. Happy.
Okay. You mentioned, is it Durant's platform? I did not hear it well. If you can probably type it in the chat box there. Online portal you said you've created that can help students. If you can share that with us. Durant,
Sure.
okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. And I have this question from Lily, and I would want to read it. How can people who aren't familiar with China also do business without going there at the initial stages? I want to take it again. How can people who aren't familiar with China also do business without going there? I believe that there means China, without going to China at the initial stages. You can address this, sir.
Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, please.
So this is a good question. If you are not familiar to China, if you have never been to China, you can still do business. Here, you need to have some friends. Try to create a friends in China. For example, let me give you one example. In India, like especially Ghana countries imported products from India. So this India, like they bought all the products from China and then they transfer again to India. That makes me like to create this platform for international students to use this opportunity. Before going to the third party, why we don't do the direct trade to our country? So I will recommend you to reach out to students who are in China. You can ask the embassy. It's good to have the good relationship with the embassy. Embassy can also recommend you the well-known company. The second thing, try to reach out to international students, offer them this opportunity, like they go to find the real and the potential supplier so that they can link both of you and you two to work together by benefiting this international student by providing him certain profits because he used his energy, his time, his language, his skill to reach out to the supplier. So we're also using the social media digitalization. You can use that one also through digital, through Alibaba, but it's not that much recommended. They are the trade company. Most of them are trade company. if you came to trade company, they don't have factory. That's the truth. So reach out through immigration, through embassy, reach out to international students. That's the opportunity. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you very much. So please, the contact information of Mr. Happy has been shared in the chat box. You can kindly refer from the chat box and have the details. We have some more minutes. We have 5 more minutes. If you have a question, kindly let us have it. Okay, there's a question here. If you want to visit a company, what is the most effective way to get in touch with the company for their approval before visiting?
Okay, the first thing, if you have the company name, especially in Chinese, you can also search by Baidu. The legal company registered in China, they have information on Baidu to confirm. And also you can make a video call with the supplier to understand what they are doing before going there. The second one, you can also have a certain question, critical question about their quality, if they can provide you the certification, if they have experience in the field of delivering those products to different countries. So it is critical to me to have more information about the company before reaching out to them.
Okay, thank you. Please, we can hear you, sir. Are you done with the question? Hello, Mr.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, if it is not clear, I can reply.
Oh, okay, okay. It's clear.
I mentioned there is Baidu to confirm whether the company is legal registered. The second one, you can make a video call with the suppliers, whether they are in their factory. The third one, you can ask them the legality about their certification and so on, if they can provide to you. Third, you can decide to visit them. And I would like to share a short video for the audience, if you give me a chance.
Yes, you still have some minutes. You can go ahead and share it, sir.
So thank you very much. When you are a salesperson, you need to be technician also. Thank you very much. So any questions?
Thank you very much too. Yeah, please, we still have some minutes. If you have a question, you can feel free to either write it in the chat box, or you can lift up your hand and then you'll be given the opportunity to ask your questions. We still want to remind every participant that the attendance for this meeting is going to be taken. So kindly rename yourself so that it would help with easy identification. Kindly rename yourself, help us with your full name if possible, and then you can also add the name of your chapter. Please, there is another question here, and I would want to read it. Is there any specific amount of trade that one needs to be able to get the interest of the suppliers to welcome you to their factory, or one can just go there to have a look? Is it clear, sir? There are two questions. There are two questions. Let me repeat this and take the other one so that you can answer them together.
Okay.
Okay, so I take it again. Is there any specific amount of trade that one needs to be able to get the interest of the suppliers to welcome you to their factory, or one can just go to have a look? That's the first question. And the second one says that, can you give us a brief on the export, I believe that is exports process? Thank you, sir.
Okay, let me take over. So it is depend on the supplier. Some suppliers, they are not willing to invite the customers to the factory. It doesn't matter whether you are going to buy or not. They just don't want to see how they do, how they process, because they think that you're going to take their technology or you're going to take something. So they will not allow you, even some of them, they will not allow you to make a video and such kinds of things. But if you are willing to come to our company, our factory, you are fully welcome. It doesn't matter if you are going to buy or not. You can come and we will share you our technology, our products, our skills, and you can also learn. Just cover your course and then come over anytime. I think I answered this question. It's very depend on the supplier. It's depend on the supplier. The last one, the process of the export, I will start like this. First, you need to have the product. Let us say you are exporter from China. That means you need to select a product. That product, you need to have full understand about that product. And then you need to look for customer. You need to build a customer. So after you build the customer, you need to introduce your product to the customer, and you need to share your information to the customers so that they are able to understand your product and they will create the interest to work with you. That means to build trust. So after you build trust, you will start sharing the pictures, videos, and technical informations, as well the price quotation. So after the price quotation, whether the buyer interested on the pricing, they can also proceed to the performer invoice or sales contract. That means they are agreed. So when they ask you for sales contract, you will provide them the sales contract, the PI, which is possible to them to make the payment or the deposit based on your agreement on the contract. So after you made the contract, I will talk from our experience. We do on the advance payment. So we will give them the PI, and then after they use the PI, they will make the deposit. After the deposit, we will start the production for the product. So we will not produce before the deposit. So after the deposit is completed, we will produce. After the production is completed, we will inform to customer to pay the advance payment. So I'm trying to make short, okay? That's why I'm a little rushed during my time. So after they made the advance payment, you need to deliver the goods to the place that you agreed with the shipping. That means terms of trade. So after that, the customer will take over his product and he will be responsible to deliver his goods to his place. This is the whole process. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, so at this note, we would want to appreciate you so much for the presentation. Your slides were very, very nice. I enjoyed watching them. I enjoyed the presentation as well. Thank you. And we know that the next time we're going to see you, you're actually going to be doing even better than we witnessed you present today. Thank you so much. Okay. So we still have a lot for you. Stay tuned. We have another presentation, and I have been looking at our resource person from the chat box. You can really see that she's very poised to deliver, and I would want to not waste time. I'm going to invite my own president for Taiyuan, Honorable Luke Jedia, to invite or to introduce our next resource person.
Greetings, House. I greet everyone here. I acknowledge the presence of the leadership, the resource persons, and every beautiful person present here today. I believe I can be heard.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so I've been called to introduce our second resource person. And when I was reading through her profile, I realized she's so enriched with experience and knowledge in this area. So you'll definitely see that as I read through her profile. So our second resource person, or the second speaker, is Dr. Mrs. Benedicta Koa. Forgive me if I do butcher the name. She's a senior research fellow, a senior lecturer, economist, and a management consultant with the University of Professional Studies, UPSA. She lectures in entrepreneurship development, SME management, and business ethics. Prior to joining UPSA, she was a manager in the advisory services of PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC. She had responsibility for capacity building, monitoring and evaluation, project fund management, market research, micro and small enterprises development, and gender-related services. Madam Benedicta built significant experiences in her area of specialty through the provision of consulting services and advice to MSEs, NGOs, and their development partners, including consultant in charge of gender and microfinance-related issues at Optimal Consultancy Services, a special advisory in charge of business development and fundraising worldwide for Africa Forum Network, AFNet, and an international NGO and associate consultant of GIMPA Consultancy Services and economic advisor in the Investment Management and Banking Services Department of Pentex Management Consultancy Services. As you can see already, this is just so much of what she has in her, what she has built up and what she has done. And we are going to go deeper. It says she has also been involved in training, capacity building, and market research in economic development, micro and small enterprise management, and accounting. Her area of competence includes capacity building, policy analysis, economic market research, especially for the MSME sector, feasibility business plans, proposal writing, auditing. Dr. Benedicta also worked for Ministry of Health Services as an assistant administrator and on attachment as an auditor with Deloitte and Touche. Yeah, that's French, so. Dr. Benedicta holds a PhD in marketing and an MPhil in economics, a BA honors in economics and mathematics, and a diploma in education. Until recently, she served as the vice board chair of the board of Vision Fund Microcredit, a microfinance arm of World Vision International till 2018, when she was appointed the substantive board chair. She has served the board since and retired in April 2022 after 9 years of blissful service. She was instrumental in Vision Fund's engagement with the central bank and other relevant stakeholders. So this is our second speaker, Dr. Mrs. Benedicta Koa. Let us welcome her as she comes to give us what she has built through these years. We welcome you, madam. Thank you so much.
Look, you've made my head very big as I sat here. Thank you very much. And good evening to you all, students over there.
Good evening.
I hope you are doing well.
Yes.
And I want to also thank Happy for sharing that experience with us this evening. So it tells us that it's doable to school and work at the same time. I will try. Let me share my slides. Okay. I think the host have to disable the screen so that I can share my screen. So as I was saying, can the host disable the screen so that I can share my screen?
Okay.
Otherwise, you can share my screen from there.
Oh, I think you can share now.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Happy has shared his experience schooling and working at the same time. And it's appropriate that I come and provoke you students some more. As you school, what are you thinking? And this evening, I will want to share the experience of being an employer, not employee. Being an employer, not employee. So as you go through your program, and from Ghana to, I want to challenge you that think of being employer. Think of identifying a business of a kind. That is not difficult to do at all. So as you work for people, also think of how can I also become an employee one day? An employer one day. Don't let's think of always working for people, always being an employee. Let's also think of, and especially you out there, you can have so many opportunities. Come across a lot of opportunities that you can start thinking, if I want to come back to Ghana, which I hope most of you are thinking of coming back to help us in Ghana. Start thinking of, when I come back, what can I do to become an employer, not employee? Note, I've been introduced already, and my task this evening is very simple. After Happy has shared his personal experience in doing business in China, I come in with business plan, theory, and practice. I want to thank the organizers of this program for giving me this opportunity to share with you this area of business. Because I'm a teacher, I would like to present it in a teaching way. The business, I will take you through business plan, theory, and is there a difference? Can we say there is a theory behind the business plan, or it's just practical? I'll also share with you some relevance of business plan. I'll take you through what can we do to write a winning business plan. And if there is time, I will take you through. I've given an example of a typical example of business plan. The context is taken from a book written by Peter F. Drucker, who have given us some theory of businesses, and he has given us a lot of assumptions about business plan. What then is a business plan? What then is a business plan? Nothing but a guide a company that identify its goals and outline the steps for achieving those goals. And it can be used for so many things. To start up a company or a business, want to apply a loan, you need a business plan. Because without documentation of whatever your ideas are, no bank will listen to you. You can't just go and sit in front of the bankers or even investors and just talk to them. They want to see evidence, documentation of what you are telling them you are into. It also helps us to plan long-term strategies of our business. Of course, nobody starts a business to lose, or nobody starts a business for it to collapse in no time. We all start business with the aim of maintaining it, expanding it, and getting higher into the business market. So the industry that you find yourself, you are always thinking of being the market leader in that industry. You don't want to be like the same after 5, 10 years in the business. And at times when I look at some of the SMA is small, medium enterprises. And those ones you can look at barbering shops, hairdressing salons, those small businesses. When I look at them, I visit them, and for years, they are still where they are. I ask myself, where do they want to go? You visit a barbering shop for over years, and constantly, they've not moved, they've not expanded, they've done nothing to the business. And I ask myself, did these people start with a kind of business plan in mind, or they just started because the idea came, or they had some fund and just went into it? And it also helps us maintain the business. These are some types of business plan. So it depends on what you want to use the plan for. We can look at, and for us this evening, I think that most of us, if you are not into business, you want to start business. We have the startup business. We have the startup business plan. And this is new companies. New companies. You want to start a business. The idea drop. So you want to put down something about the idea that has dropped. And we shouldn't forget that any business that we identify, if that business is not solving a problem, then we are not in business. So you identify something, an idea drops, but that idea should attempt to solve a problem. If your business is not solving a problem, it means you are not in business. So start a business plan, the idea drop, you write down what you want to do. And of course, the detail aspect of business follows. And we have the internal business plan. Internal business plan. And these are normally for big companies, large, medium companies. The internal business plan are meant for departments and units. Within an organization, we will have a departmental heads, and they will want to also write down a business plan just to develop their unique department or unit. So we have the internal business. Then we can also have strategic business plan. Strategic business plan. And this is a business plan that explains all the goals of the business, all the goals, the objectives, and how you intend implementing these goals and all. So that is the strategic business plan. We also have the turnaround business plan. Turn around, as the name implies. you are in a business, the business is declining. So you quickly think through what can you do to bring the business back to track? What can you do to bring the business back? So over here, you document the idea. So is it because of you analyze why the business is declining? You analyze it and you see what new ideas you can put in a business to turn around the business. So when you go for a discussion, that is it. The idea, I mean, business, it is declining, but I want to put in so and so to turn the business around. So that's the document. And we also have feasibility business plan. Feasibility business. You all agree with me that you don't just go in to start a business. At times when you talk to the small, medium enterprise, the SMEs, when you talk to them about feasibility, they quickly think of money. Because everybody enters a business to maximize profit. So as soon as you talk about feasibility, they think that they cannot have money to look. It's nothing but a research, a detailed research into the business that you want to go into. So you do a research, and it can be as simple as you yourself going to a shop. So for instance, if your idea is to go into the manufacturing of soap, so you identify the kind of soap. So your idea is to enter the manufacturing of soap industry. So you go into a shop, identify the various kind of soaps. One do you want to produce? You pick some of them, you come and use it, and you are using it for a purpose. So as you are using the soap, you want to find out the positive of the positive things about the soap, as well as the negative things about the soap. You try and also identify some users of this particular soap, and you interact with them. You ask them, why are they patronizing this product, this particular? They will tell you. Then you also find out what they don't like about this. They will also tell you. So for you, you are interested in what they don't like, because that is where you can capitalize on and come out with your soap. That's a simple feasibility study. No money at all. You just want to know whether when you go in, you can bring something new. You see, over here, you are asking what they don't like about the soap. So that is the problem that you will be solving should you go into that market. So every business plan, every business should solve a problem. If you are not solving any problem, then you are not in business. You can also have operations business plan. Operations business plan. This business plan, just look at what you want. So you line up the things that you want to towards the attainment of that. So you have these documented. So if you have to maybe replace machines, and you have projections of all these things in a business plan. And we have finally growth business plan. Growth business plan. No one go into a business stagnant. You want to grow your business. What and what have you put? The first quarter, the business should grow by this. The second quarter, the first year. And all these, you have to sit down and analyze. Am I growing? Am I not growing? If you are not growing, what are the things that is making you not growing. So these are the types of business plan that we have. So depending on the purpose business plan, you select one of these and have your detailed document on. Theory of business plan. Do we always see it as a practical something? And the theory of a business plan is nothing but set of assumptions about what a business will and won't do. It guides the organization's decisions, strategies, and actions. So these are a set of assumptions. And don't forget, they are assumptions, so whether it will come to pass or not, it's on you. And that is the theory business plan, the assumptions behind our business. And these assumptions help us shape the organization's behavior. They dictate its decisions about what to do and what not to do, and define what the organization considers meaningful results. And I've listed some of the assumptions here. Customers, who the customers are and what they need. And as you write your business plan, your customers, you are only assuming who your customers are, especially a startup business. I will be mentioning the startup business because I'm talking to students. So most of you I know are not into any business. So I will be giving more examples about business. So you starting a business, you want to put down a business plan. Customers, you don't know your customers, but all that you know is business idea that I think will solve this problem. So those that you are trying to solve their problems becomes your customers. It's only a theoretical aspect of the business plan. Your customers, you are only assuming. You may be right, you may be wrong. You have seen that this is a problem for these people, so you want to start a business to solve. It's an assumption. Have they also identified the problem that you want to solve? So who are your customers? It is an assumption. Your competitors, who competitors are, and how they move. This is also an assumption. A typical example of these competitors is when Glo came to Ghana from Nigeria. Glo came with the idea that MTN is leading in Ghana, and Glo, we all know, is also leading in Nigeria. So they came with the idea they were coming to take MTN. Where are they now? They were coming to Ghana with that assumption to compete with MTN, to take over MTN. So that was part of their business plan. But it was an assumption. The question now is, for those of you who have been to Ghana of late, when you came, did you even hear of Glo? Now you don't hear of them. But when they were coming, they measured in problems of MTN. So because of the problems some of us are facing by using MTN, Glo came in to solve our problems. But at the end of the day, how many of us changed from MTN to Glo? Glo couldn't face MTN. So Glo coming to Ghana to compete with MTN to take the larger market share of the telecommunication industry was only an assumption in their business plan. And that's the theory aspect of it. You want to look at technology, how it's going to impact on your operation. Look at the way our technology space is changing. So for instance, you did your business plan 3 years ago, and in that business plan, you listed some machines that you intend using. Can you tell me, 3 years ago, we are using the same technology? So if you only assume some technology that you think will be good for your business, so you documented it as what you'll be using. Strength and weaknesses. Strength of a business. It's also an assumption. And this is where we normally, if you've heard, we talk of analysis and also strength and weaknesses. You can start a business having your background in mind. So for instance, if you are a financial person or an accountant, you think that because of your background, you have to be the financial controller of your business. You take that as your strength. But in reality, can you do the financial direction? Can you be in charge of the financial direction of business? So you are not too sure. So as student, you come out, I did political science, I'm doing accounting, so when I start a business, I should be in charge of this. Somebody else will do better than yourself. So the strength and the weakness, they are all assumptions. In any case, we always want to strengthen our weaknesses. Do something, but no one wants to stay in his or her weak point. And the strength we always want to do. But these are all assumptions in your business plan, and that the theory underpinning business plan. In writing a business plan, I want to talk about the environment. The environment you want to operate in. It's also an assumption. For instance, if your business is in the agric industry. In Ghana, we have these 2 seasons, dry season and the wet season. But with this climate change era, you cannot be 100% sure that your business plan with it and the environment that you have created can meet the test of time. It's only an assumption, and that's the theory aspect of the business. You have a mission, you have core competencies, and these have to fit in, which at times is very, very difficult to play when it comes to practice. We also assume that we want staff to understand us. We have the vision, but we need the staff, and you want the staff to understand that. These are all missions. So these are the theory aspects of it. And constantly, we have to test. We have to test these assumptions. How many of us can monitor it and test some of these things in the long run, especially when you are in business for a very long period of time? These are all assumptions that we put in our business plan, and it's the theoretical aspect of our. So for the theory, we say how to do tools. How to do tools. They are the assumptions of a business plan. But in the practical aspect of the business plan is how to do tools. And this is a very big challenge. Very big challenge to businesses. When you take, I was giving an example of your customers that you have assumed. Now it's what to do. you solving their problem that you think they are having and you want to solve? So it's the what to do, the practice of business plan. That is the issue. But when it comes to the assumption, the theory aspect, how to do, we have all these assumptions for us. And you will see in example the sample business plan that it covers all these assumptions. But they are only assumptions, theory. When it comes to practice, we do. Some relevance of business plan to validate a business idea. To validate a business idea. You cannot have an idea and it's just in your head. You have to document the idea, toss it around, and see whether it's doable. We use this business plan, it enables us to secure funding. And for students, I would advise that never start a business with a loan. Never start a business with a loan. I want to provoke you to be an employer, to start your own business, but don't start it with a loan. You are better off having some small monies here and there from relatives, from friends, personal savings, so that the idea of making payments doesn't become a burden to you right from of your business. So we secure funding with a business plan when say we want to expand our business or go into new ventures of the business. It helps us set strategic goals. So you have documented your strategy, and it's like a guide. So you are always looking at whether you are on the right track of you. It helps us also to take of what we said we will do. We have set your clear goals. It's going to guide you, but it will help you implement what you said you will do. How are you going to manage your resources? Things have to be documented. And that is some of the importance of this plan. We don't just start a business plan. There are some things that we need to do when you want to start a business plan. First one, you need to conduct a research. And I've illustrated a very simple research when I was discussing the feasibility study. You conduct a research on the business idea. So you have your research down. You identify the purpose of the business plan. We just listed some of the relevance of a business plan. So of what purpose business? Is it to attract investors? Is it for a loan? Do you want to share with family members, partner people who want to partner the business? So you put this, you have this idea. You develop all parts of the business and you create a strategy, marketing strategy. That is key. What are your marketing plans? How are you going to market your business? You have to make plans that adaptable, that you can implement. And because of the theory aspect of assumption, we are tempted to make plans that we know are not feasible. So your plan should be adaptable. And you have to also explain your passion. What to this business. So you have all this information together before you can set up to write a business. Some things that you will need in writing a winning business plan. Need for the business. Do we really need the business? Or you are doing it because others are doing it? And in Ghana, we like that. You would see one road in a community, someone will start, say, a supermarket, and before you say that, everybody is running a supermarket. At times when I drive, I use such routes. The question I ask myself, who is buying from? A small community. One person will start this and see everybody. We need a business there. So when writing a business plan, assess yourself. Where I'm putting the business, do I need that business? Will it satisfy a need over there? This community that I'm setting, is it going to satisfy a need? How are you going to compete in the market? And especially if it's not a unique idea, an idea that you initiated it. It's not an idea that you initiated it. How are you going to meet the market, the competition? Do you know the key industry players of the industry? At times we overlook this because we are in a hurry to establish our business. That isn't it. No players. Before entering, know who and who are the key players in this industry so that you know how to fit into the market. We also have to know the size of the target market and what percentage of this size are you looking at. So for instance, you want to go into the microfinance space in Ghana. What is the size? It used to be huge, but since 2010, they tried to close a lot of them, shut a lot of them down. So you want to understand this microfinance industry. Is the industry you want to know who are they? What are they doing well and what are they not doing well before you go into the market? Know your target. Know your target. And that one already explained. It's only an assumption. 2 years ago, 2 of my students decided to partner and start Kelewuli. Kelewuli is one of our favorite in Ghana here. We normally take in the evening. So they decided to go into the preparation of Kelewuli. And the problem they wanted to solve was that evening school, when they closed around 8:30, there was just one person who sell Kelewuli, and there's a huge queue. So they wanted to come in to solve the queue. At 8:30, when they closed, they wouldn't queue at one Kelewuli. They will bring theirs to them at the lecture theater for them to buy. Less than a year, I met them and I asked them, how is your business? So, you see, they only assume that those queuing, they wanted to help them. But whether these people queuing wanted to help themselves, prefer their queuing, they've not asked for your support. So you need to know who your target customers are. And you have to, after knowing who your target customers are, you have to put together market strategy. The marketing strategy that you can implement. What kind of finance will you need? Are you going to use a loan? Are you going to depend on family? Are you going to put together your personal savings? What is the quantum or amount of capital you need? And what I will add is, when establishing, writing, winning business plan, don't forget, because that's one of the things people use to get those experienced staff into their business. So if you want to develop a winning business plan, all these must be answered in that business plan. Normally, we have certain things that investors also look at when you want to present your business plan to investors. They will look at, I call it the 5 business plan. Investors will want to look at the business, the condition of the business. What are you coming up with? So you can't just present your business plan to investors when you yourself, the owner, you are not committed in a way to that business. They want to look at of the business. What have you been able to gather and what you can do? Do you have any collateral that you use, especially when you are taking the business to a bank to help, or you want the bank to help you with investors? You'll find out, do you have any collateral that you are using to back this business? Capital, what capital you need. At times they ask you what capital you will need, and you can't even come forth with exact amount of capital that you need. And these days, you'll be surprised, but investors look at the character. Yes, you are you generated this idea. Business is going to be yours, but they want to look at your character. What character? In terms of integrity, who are you? Who are you? And at times, we think that business is my business. No. When you need help, you need people to come on board. You won't go there, you won't meet them with that attitude of, it's my business, so I should have a say. No. They look at our characters. Business plans are unique in various industries. So this is outline of a simple business plan. Outline of a simple business plan. My time is up. I will try to rush through the business plan, but I will leave it can be shared. So I want to look at executive summary. These days we don't want to read plenty English, and so executive summary, you tell us what is in this document. Very brief. It can be 2, 3 paragraph, 1 pager. The executive summary should tell the main points under in your business plan document. Because at times they can't read it, especially when you are going in for a loan. A lot of people are also applying for a loan. So when you give us a bulky document, we can't read them. So we just look at your executive summary. An executive summary should tell us everything about your business. If it's not telling us everything about your business, then we have to go into the entire business plan before understanding what you intend doing. Difficult. So your executive summary should tell us everything about your business. Then you go on and tell us the company description. What you enter, your location, and in China, I know if you want to, you are running a business or you want to start a business, you are not bothered. You shouldn't bother yourself about physical address, because I know there are people who are have structures that they use temporary offices. So you can go for such address, your temporary meetings there and things like that. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we don't have such. Or in Ghana, you have to give your physical address in your business plan, and you have to tell us when you were given certificate to commence the business. When it commenced. So that's the company description. And you have to tell us in the business plan, company milestone. What do you intend achieving in 3 months, 6 months, a year? You have to tell us. In 3 months, I should be able to have so many customers. Don't forget, to maximize profit. And the customers are the people who bring the sales, the revenue, and the sales. So you have to tell us the milestones that you will having in the business plan. The market analysis. You have to tell us how you intend competing with them. How you intend competing with them. Then you have to give us your organogram, organizational structure. So even if it's a startup business, you still have some pictorial view of how you want to run the business. Your reporting lines. So you have a board, you have a CEO, you have departmental heads. How much? So you just have to give in your business plan a pictorial of who will be your staff, who will be at the management level, their core competence, their background, and all that to be briefly and clearly stated in your business plan. Then you tell in your business plan your service or your product information. What are you saying? What are you? And this is where we talk of brand. What are you into? And at times you ask people brand and they think that the brand of the company is the logo. No. The brand is not the logo. The logo is part of it, not the logo. And you have to give information on marketing strategy, how you're going to report on marketing and sales in the business plan. And you have to tell in a business how much you need. So for instance, if you want investors to come on board with something, how much do you need to do whatever you want to do in the business? So we have financial projections, financial plans, and normally I advise that your financial plans, you will set yourself some 2-3 years projection of the financial, so that year 1, you can always analyze the profit margin, or the profit and loss, what you thought you would get, and if you did that, that's excellent. If you didn't, you analyze what went wrong, so that you advise yourself what and what you to be on track when it comes to financial. These days, some investors ask for resumes, key people in the business. So you always, in order for the business plan not to be bulky, advise that you attach that as an appendix. They want to know who your key members are. So I have details. Please, do I still have some more time? Hello.
Yes, please. You can. We'll take out some of the time for the Q&A, so you can go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. So this one, because I've explained them in the outline, I'll just rush on. So this is a typical business plan. Writing a typical business plan. I will let them share the slides with you. Your overview, what you want to do. They have here the company's short-term and long-term goals, information on your services, sales target and marketing plans. Still on the executive summary. So in executive summary, we should be able to answer these. Who are we? Who are you? So Benedict Apau, who am I? Executive summary should answer that question. What am I going to offer? Executive summary should answer. Target market, executive summary to answer. My goal, executive summary to answer. The size or scale of the market. Some critical details about the business, executive summary tell us all these things. Venture identity. So this tells us personality, your belief as a CEO or as a business person. So the business plan should tell us your location, what you believe, founder address, and all that. And I always tell people, location of your business is very, very important. Location of your business. You have to locate the business in such a way that because you are into maximize profit, location shouldn't add to your cost. But as a business person, you are looking at your cost so that you always maximize your cost. For instance, in Ghana, if you intend going into the manufacturing industry, whereby you are going to import your raw materials, you can establish the plant in, say, Kumasi, in the Ashanti region. You have to establish the plant near the harbor cities so that you don't add transportation cost to the total cost of your business. So location is very necessary. And also you should make sure that your location should be such that it does not cut off clients or customers. You have to locate your business in such a way that it does not cut off customers. So have the name and the products that we are into. Have the BMW, the KFC here. They are all brand names. In statement, the vision of the business. And normally the vision statement is the idea of the owner a long period of time. The idea of the owner for a very long period of time. That's the vision statement. So, for example, Adidas, their vision statement is to be a leading sports brand global by continuously bringing innovation and performance to every athlete. So this is their vision statement, and it's there over the years since they've been existing. That's their business. Mission statement is the short term, the current idea of the business, what you intend going. And don't forget that your mission statement should always feed into your vision statement. So the small things. So if it's 15, 20 years, is the mission statement that we want to feed into the vision. And I say a good mission statement have 4 major elements. The customer needs, what is being satisfied, the customer group, who is being satisfied, company's activity, technology and competence, and your competitive scope. That's the market that you have. For instance, Adidas, their mission statement, be the global leader in the sporting brand built on a passion for sports and sporting lives. So there's their mission statement, and it feeds into their vision statement, that's their long-term statements. And we have the business and industrial profile. So you tell us in the business plan, who are your team? Who are your market strategies, operations, the financial projection, who will be in charge? Your competitive analysis, how are you going to analyze those in the industry already? So that's something. Industrial study, you can also have a simple study looking at how the industry have been growing over time. You can get one of your study, like the Glow did for MTN. They just didn't wake up one day and said they were coming to Canada to establish Glow. They studied MTN over the years, saw their weakness, and they thought that they could come in and take it. Some strategies. Business building process. Find your vision, set your top level objectives, analyze your business and the market. And I have here, there's still on the strategy building continue. And here you have to describe your goal. And don't forget that you are coming into a competition. So the description of your product will come out as something that is unique about your products. So the soap manufacturing that I gave example, you have to tell us how are you different from this soap? So for instance, the types of Alata soap that we use, we have various kinds of. So you have to tell us why and how you are different from others. So that you give an information that should be given here. The product must meet a market demand. Don't forget, otherwise you are not in business. So whatever product you are coming out with, it should meet a market demand, and I term it should solve a problem. Marketing strategies, a lot of them are here. So you tell us, what strategy are you going to use? And since COVID, we realized that the billboards and flyers and those things are not the kind of marketing strategy that we need in business. Almost everything is done online, sales online. So you need to put in place a very solid marketing strategy that can always meet a test of time. Realize that in Ghana, after the COVID, a lot of the SMEs were shut down. Why? Because they just couldn't turn around their business. For instance, you are in a business that people always have to walk for the service. Now with the lockdown, no one was supposed to go out. If you are into such business, strategize. Now you have to go and serve your customers, send your product and services to their doorstep. How are you going about it? Because most of our SMEs didn't know these things, a lot of them had to shut down. With the coming of the COVID, there was this introduction of motor riders, sending things to people and all that. Quickly, you change your strategy. You put in some business change into your business so that you can meet your clients' needs. So that is some of the strategies we have to still on market strategy. You have the P's, you can use the 4 P's, and now in some books we have the 7 P's. So you can product coming out with a unique. You can also use pricing. I work in some of our shops here, and you will find out they have priced a product, say 13.99, 13.99 cedi, especially the malls. You go to a community shop and they have priced that same thing 14 cedis. Immediately you will think that the 13.99 is lower. So I want to go in to buy, take a transport or Okada to go to the mall and buy the 13.99 instead of buying the 14 cedis within your community. That's a marketing strategy. That is a marketing strategy. And they use promotion. In Ghana, the Pizza Inn, they have buy one, get one free. I think on Tuesdays or so. Buy one, get one free on Tuesdays. They have factored their price in there. So you go buy one pizza on Monday and go in Tuesday, buy one, get one free, and realize that the sizes are not the same. Even the weight, they are not the same. The one you bought on Monday, that you bought with the price is heavier and had a lot of things on it than the buy one, get one free on Tuesday that you buy. It's a form of marketing strategy, promoting. So we look at that, the strategy that we are going to use. And these are some steps to help you create a marketing strategy. You identify the business goals, know business clients, lead an appealing message, how you communicate your budget in the business plan, channels of your communication, evaluating your markets. If your market strategy is not working, change them immediately. And you can evaluate it by looking at the sales, the trend of the sales. Quickly, you don't waste time, you change your strategy. You have market claim. Market claim, nothing but how you are going to acquire the industry share of that business. And this is the business people that you have to look at. The same thing, their background, you have to look at their experience. You don't just recruit people because it's auntie's cousin and do stuff. Please, if you need business, just know that you need your business. It's a long way. And how you need to run how your reporting will be. So who reports to you? So that it wouldn't be a system working in the business. Not that a cleaner can come straight away and report to the CEO. No, just put the system operating the business. The same hierarchies. Step to create a projected financial statement. Here you have to first gather some historical data, analyze the market factors, develop the assumptions, and see again, a theory. You need to develop it and make sure you are intentional in how to handle your assumptions. Review and monitor. Always update your plans, your business plan. Always update them. So these are what goes into financial statement. your incomes, profit and loss, all those accounting doubles, balance sheet, that blue statement here. So, in conclusion, I want us to remember, if not anything, that in a business plan, we are looking at how to maximize profit. Very critical in a business ideas. How you're going to fund your business, how you are going to sustain your business. The key thing, anyone who wants to now you want to be attracted to your business, these are the kind of things they look. And don't forget, I'm leaving this with you. Think of becoming an employer and not. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, can we appreciate our mother, our sister? Please let us appreciate our mother with some emojis of appreciation. You can clap, you can throw some fire emojis. That is so beautiful. Dr. Mrs. Carl, when you started the presentation, you said that Luke has made your head feel big. And trust me, you have transferred that weight on our heads. Our head is really bigger now by the wealth and by the weight of what you have shared with us. My head is actually blowing up. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So I can see that the chat box is buzzing, and I know there are loads of questions there for you as well. Okay, so I've gone through them. The questions are yet to come, but I can see a hand up. I can see a hand up. Let me check. Yeah, please, I'm waiting for your questions. You can lift up your hand and then you can type your question. I believe you are trying to let the weight ease down a bit because the weight that you have put on our heads is too much. Wow.
That's okay.
Actually...
Yeah, I've asked that you share the slides for them so that people will just go back over and over again when necessary.
Because I believe you painstakingly wrote all this and it's very impactful, very loaded. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, we are waiting for your questions. We are waiting for your questions. Let us ask for clarity. If you have a question, please feel free. You can type it in the chat box. I'm ready to read it for you. Or you can lift up your hand and then you can ask. Our mother is still poised. I can see there is still much in her to bring forth. Let's try and milk our mother dry before she goes. It's question time. Yes, who wants to start first?
Well, better still, you can share my
there's
my
a
email. My email.
Okay.
You can share my email, and people can from time to time ask their questions, especially students with business ideas that they want to start something in Ghana. As I'm challenging you guys to think becoming employer. If any business idea drop, you can just share with me. We discuss how is it feasible, especially in Ghana. I'll be more than willing to assist you.
Okay, well noted. So I think I have some questions now. Myself, I've also got a beautiful question for you. So let's start with you, Nathan. Please, you can unmute yourself. Let us know your chapter, your name, and then you can proceed with your question.
Okay, so good evening to you
Good
all.
evening,
Good evening,
Nathan.
mommy. Thank you for the wonderful presentation once again.
Most welcome.
I'm Nathan from Taiwan chapter.
Okay.
So my question is, what advice will you give to someone who wants to start electric vehicle business in Ghana, considering the current state of the electricity supply in the country, and also considering the fact that electric vehicles are promising. They have been tested in other countries and they are doing pretty well as compared to the fuel in the sense of consumption. So what advice will you have for such a person?
Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, it's a business that have just begun in Ghana. Not a lot of people are into this business. In fact, I think what we have in Ghana now is the trial. So people have managed to bring in some of these vehicles that use electricity, and it's on trial basis. So for such a business, if you want to begin it in Ghana, you have to base your research on those countries that have started this business. But don't forget that in Ghana, once a business starts off like this, there will quickly be some rules and regulations. All these things I've not heard of them. So it means that it's a new business. People are trying to test how it will be on our roads in Ghana. Don't forget that those countries that are using electrical cars have very good roads. So all these things you have to factor in. So I would advise that do a very solid marketing with the areas that have started with it, and also monitor how people are giving it a trial in Ghana before you go into such a. Nathan, I hope it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, mommy. Thank you very much, mom.
Okay, so please, for the sake of time, I'm going to take the question in threes, and then please, doctor, you help us with them.
Okay.
So I would read these two from the chat box, and then I can see a hand up. I would also allow the person to speak. From Miss Pat, she's asking, do we still have angel investors today? Do we still have angel investors today? Okay. And then Abigail from Shanghai, I love that smile on your face, doctor. The second question is, what can I do differently if I want to venture into a business that I find a lot of people doing already around my location? What can I do differently if I venture into a business that I find a lot of people doing around my location? Now, let me move on to the hand that is up.
Okay.
Yeah, the third one. So I'll take the third one from Comfields, if I got the name correct. Please, you can unmute yourself and identify yourself and give us the name of your chapter and kindly address us with your question.
Yeah, the name is right. It's Comfort. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
But if you could up your voice a bit.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for the information. My name is Comfort. I'm with Andrew Chapter. I wanted to ask about if there has been any research or information from Dr. Sen concerning deliveries in Ghana. There's a recent proposal that we are doing, that we are taking care of how to make deliveries people in Ghana. Because from our previous research, buying online has moved out a bit, by 15% from census from 2014 upwards. And so we wanted to know how delivery is running. I don't know if they've done any work or any proposal or any executive summary stuff on.
Come again. What is that? Delivery.
Yeah, how delivery goes. Has there been any proposals that have worked before or any strategies that people are going for? Is the delivery going to help, or traditionally Ghanaians still prefer going to the shop and taking the things themselves?
Okay. So let me attempt answering the three questions. The first one is angel investors. I don't know what you meant by angel investors. I would say yes and no. The investors want to be attracted to loyalty and truth, integrity. That's why in the presentation I said now they look at character. So they are not only in because they want to invest and make profit, but they also guide their investment, and they want to know the caliber of person who is leading the business. Very critical. Until recently, this aspect, the investors were only looking at how much my interest will be. So how much am I taking as a result of investing in your business? Now they don't look so much about how much, they are looking at how sustainable their investment will be. So they want to look at the integrity of the leader, the leadership skills of the owner of the business. So they consider all these things before being attracted to invest in your business. The second one is what can I do differently to if I want to enter a market that's already in my community? As I said, if you are not solving a problem, you are not in business. So if a lot of whatever you want to enter, any business that you want to enter into, if there are a lot of people already in the business, you have to still look for a unique something about your business. If a lot of people are in there and you have nothing unique about your business, then you are not going to solve any problem. So our advice is that before you go into any business, ask yourself, what problem is this business solving? That's the only way you can convince yourself that you can at least get some customers to start the business with. Otherwise, you are not into business. Now to delivery in Ghana. As I made mention, after COVID, we've realized that there's a need also walk to your customers and not your customers always walking to you. Because of that, delivery services are now very common in Ghana. Very common, unless you are coming in with something unique that you want to do. Otherwise, delivery services in Ghana is very, very common. Almost every business person has a delivery somebody. And some has even have a logo and all that on their delivery machines, be it the Okadas, the motorbikes. So delivery services are now common. But if you are coming in with a unique services, so I would advise that have a research on delivery services in Ghana. Get to know what we are not offering, what these services are not offering, then measure on what they are not doing. That's the advice I'll give you. Otherwise, you have to come and compete.
All right, thank you so much. Please, our time is already up, and I would want you to take the last set of questions so that I would be fair to those who asked their questions late on. I skipped one question from Abigail from Shanghai. And her question is, she wants to know from you practically what challenges you overcame starting up a business. And this is also a personal question. My question also is that I may not have an empirical data to back what I am going to say, but it looks like mostly people who are, in quotes, less educated or not educated at all are able to initiate or start up businesses more than people who have all this knowledge that you have shared with us. And sometimes they're even able to sustain it. What can be the problem?
Okay, thank you very much. Interesting questions. Let me start with challenges in starting a business. I guess in Ghana.
Yes, please.
Initially, one of the challenge was registration, because you need to register your business. And it's until recently, it was so difficult. You can spend like 6 months just registering your business. Now they've managed to take out they call it they have a term for these boys who act as a middleman, in trying to help with your business startup documentations. They've tried to take them out. So now starting a business, your registration is okay. You can easily start. Initially, we realized that accommodation, office space was also a challenge. But now after COVID, we've realized that most businesses are now operating from home. So you don't need huge capital. Initially, you think of starting a business, capital, getting capital is one of those things. But now realize that there's no need for you to look for expensive accommodation. You can work from your bedroom, you can work from your car, you can always work from your laptop sitting somewhere, and you are good to go. So a lot of the challenges we are not facing now after COVID was the lessons we learned from COVID in sustaining businesses have made some of these challenges of no use to us. So you don't need to look out for a huge capital before you can start a business. You can even start with your own savings. And when you realize that you are getting the market share, then you can go in for a loan and expand the business. So most of these challenges that we used to know, we no more have them now. Is that okay, please? Then I'll move on to education when it comes to business. And I was sharing with my class the last time, and I was using, I don't know whether we are familiar with this name, Kwame Despite.
Yes,
Kwame Despite, one of business gurus in Ghana. I've been monitoring him, and I always study him. And one thing I realized with him is the people he started business with, he has been able to contain them. He still works with people he started with. Unlike we in with the huge education academic titles, when we start business, you do the least thing, we fire you. We try to cheat people and all that. But you see, this guy, without the highest level of academic background, was able to know that my management team is my business. My management team is my business. So what I've realized with him is, no, he may cheat on staff, but we don't know. What we know is almost all the people that he started business with have shares in his group of companies. He's ready to share with them. So you see, so if you are a shareholder in, say, his bottled water company, if he make a staff a shareholder, are you sure you will ever cheat on him? Because we are sharing profit as a shareholder. So you will always make sure that the business is growing and expanding because you are sharing the profits. And I don't think those of us with higher education want to do some of these things. So you go through all his group of companies and the management staff have shareholding. Just giving them shares. So you hardly hear of his staff going on demonstration because they are not being paid well or not. They won't do that because he has made them part and parcel of the business. And there's something that I've learned from him, and it's very difficult for us with higher education to contain this. So if you start and know that your human resource, they are your assets, your greatest asset in business, you will know how to treat them very well. And they will help you grow your business. And not some of us, you think that the job is yours, so you can hire and fire. No. So that's what I would say about people with low level of education, making it when they come into business. And they humble themselves too. They know they don't know. So let me learn. Let me humble myself and learn from people who have the know-how. So these are some of the things that make them different from us.
Well, thank you so much. This has been so insightful.
You're welcome.
Okay. We hope to
thank
have
you
you
very much
again
for
another
having
time.
me. Yes, always ready to be with you. Thank you, all of you, and have a good evening over there as I enjoy my afternoon here.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. All right. So next, we are going to have presentation of citations for various people who have made this Entrepreneurship Clinic a success. And I'm going to invite Stephanie, the president of Nanjing chapter, to help us do this. Please, Miss Stephanie, you can take over.
Okay, this has been a very insightful session. And if the media team can help me project, okay, thank you very much. Okay, so citation of appreciation presented to Mr. Gondry Gemechu Bayisa. In recognition of your outstanding contribution as a resource person from Dulon's company at the 2024 Entrepreneurship Clinic held by the NUGS-CHINA on the 12th and 13th of April 2024, we are honored to express our deepest appreciation to you. Through your expert presentation on the topic, Making the Best in China in Business, you provided invaluable insights and practical strategies that have left an imprint on all participants. Your dedication to sharing your knowledge and experience, as well as your captivating teaching approach, have inspired budding entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals alike. Your guidance and advice have paved the way for greater understanding in navigating the complexities of Chinese business landscape. We are grateful for your commitment to empowering others through education and mentorship. Your contributions have been instrumental in shaping the seminar's success and enriching the entrepreneurial community. We extend our heartfelt thanks to you for your time, expertise, and passion in making this seminar an exceptional experience. Your presence has made a significant difference, and we look forward to your continued involvement in future events. Thank you so much, Mr. Gondry Gemechu Bayisa. So I'm going to take our second citation. Yes, thank you very much. Citation of appreciation presented to Dr. Mrs. Benedicta Kwao. In recognition of your outstanding service as a trainer in the 2024 Entrepreneurship Clinic held by NUGS-CHINA on the 12th and 13th of April 2024, where you expertly handled the topic business plan, theory, and practice. Your deep knowledge, clear communication, and engaging teaching style have left a lasting impact on all attendees. Through your dedication and expertise, you have equipped and empowered engaging entrepreneurs with the practical tools and insights necessary to develop and implement successful business plans. Your contribution to this seminar was invaluable, and your commitment to excellence has been a source of inspiration for all participants. We are deeply grateful for your time, effort, and passion in guiding the next generation of business leaders, as well as contributing to the resounding success of this year's seminar. It was worth having you on board, and we hope to have you and we hope to have your continued support and involvement in future events. Thank you very much, Doctor. We appreciate your presence and your impact. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. for handling this expertly. Okay, so it is always an honor when you have your past executives, when you have your past leadership still throwing their supports onto you. We want to acknowledge the presence of one of our former presidents, the president for the 2021 and 2022 academic year. Irene Koko is in our midst, and we want to really acknowledge and appreciate you for joining us in this evening's entrepreneurship clinic. God bless you. Okay, please, we would want to have a word from our facilitators if they have a very short word in about some 30 seconds. Mr. Habi, I heard you wanted to say something, so please, you can have the platform, and then if you want to express any gratitude, the floor is yours.
Okay, I would like to acknowledge, thank you very much, and I appreciate and well received, and I encourage you to continue to empowering young generation from Africa, and I'm here to work with you, and I'm looking forward for the future discussion or to work together forward. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you too, Mr. Happy.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for appreciating us. I am ever ready. Welcome anybody who wants to start business in Ghana. I'm ever ready to help. You tell me your business ideas. If it will lie here, I will give you advice. If you want, I will just guide you. But as I said, don't think of coming back here to be employed. You can still be employed, but I would advise that have some business idea that you come, you will start something new. Thank you, and I wish you well as you continue with your study.
Thank you too. So the beautiful thing about our facilitators is that they not only prepare their slides, but they also prepare their hearts, and that is very beautiful. Thank you so much. Moving on, we want to take the vote of thanks, and I would invite Israel Luis, the president of Hujo, to do us this honor. Please, you can take over, sir. Please, can you hear me, sir? The president for Hujo.
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much. That was so great. That was so great. Thanks for coordinating the program, cordially. Wow, I am inspired. I've really learned a lot. And on behalf of the National Union of Ghanaian Students in China, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Happy, Mr. Gamachu. You did a tremendous delivery on your assignment, and we want to say thank you, Dr. Laurentia. Wow, this is wonderful. We thank you so much for your invaluable contribution as a resource person for today's Entrepreneurship Clinic. We truly appreciate your expertise and willingness to share your knowledge with us, not even in the short term, but in the long run. And we really appreciate that. And we trust that a lot of students are going to reach out to you, and we are going to have results out of this. And also, we would like to express our gratitude for our esteemed union president. Yeah, I think he needs a round of applause. The NEC, the national executives, they have been wonderful. Without their support, without they, getting this idea, we wouldn't have been here. So we thank them so much, and we also want to thank the project committee for organizing this event. Without their leadership and dedication, today's clinic wouldn't have been possible. A special thanks also to the various chapters, NUGS chapters across China, and every student who actively participated in today's event. Your enthusiasm and engagement made this clinic a success. In closing, let's continue to harness the knowledge gained today to drive entrepreneurship and innovation within our community. Together, we can achieve great things. Thank you once again to everyone involved, and we're looking forward to having you tomorrow. Warm regards. Bye-bye.
Warm regards. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, sir. Please, we want to take the announcements, and first on the list is that this program continues tomorrow, so don't miss it. Make sure you save the dates and you come here on time, because we still have more in store for you. So God willing, tomorrow the time is 6 o'clock, and we want to announce to the house there is going to be an African Beyond Aid. We also have AFBA, the Academic Excellence Awards is also going to happen from 1st to 3rd May. So we are being reminded. And therefore, we are reminding everyone that please, let's start sending the nominations. You can nominate yourself, you can nominate others. Outstanding student member, you can also nominate for most influential member of NUGS. So please let us take note. The flyers are being shared around. Let us take notice of that and find the details from there. It is also important to note that we might have some investors from China. I repeat, we might have some investors from China who are interested in investing in Africa. And as parts, they are going to be a part of tomorrow's presentation. So we encourage you not to miss out on this. You might not know who your destiny helper is going to be. So let us come in our numbers tomorrow. Thank you so much. We'll take the closing prayer. We started with prayer, and then we also want to end in prayer. So I would invite the president of Anhui chapter, Honorable Ben, please close us with a word of prayer.
Thank you very much, Brother Godfred. Shall we please pray? Our Father and our God, we thank you so much for your presence. We thank you for the speakers through whom you've given unto us this nuggets that would help us so much in our stay here and even when we are done. We thank you in the name of Jesus for the entire student body, Lord. You've been good unto us, and we can't thank you enough. It is our prayer that you will help us to keep and walk with what we've been given today. We also pray that you continue to bless our speakers and cause them to succeed in their pursuits. Continue to be with us as a student body, Lord, and let no calamity come near our tent. Preserve our peace. In the name of Jesus Christ, that we prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen.